Mark T. the Handyman here. Today we're going to remove and check and test a Hayward Pool surface igniter. The very first thing we are going to do is to turn off the power to the Hayward Pool heater. We will be turning the power off at the pool heater timer. Next, we are going to turn the gas off to the pool heater. The gas valve is usually external to the pool heater. This here is the cover for the igniter. It has one screw that you will need to remove. Once you get the surface igniter cover to the side, you will see that you have two screws that are holding the surface igniter in place. So you will need to remove those two screws. I recommend using a magnetic Phillips head screwdriver. If you drop either one of the screws, you will need a magnet to get the screws out of the combustion chamber. Now that you have the two screws removed, you will be able to gently pull out the surface igniter. Hayward pool heaters use silicon nitrate in their surface igniters. Silicon nitrate is a newer premium upgrade material. It features a physical design that is much more physically durable and resistant to oxidation. They often heat up faster and have a longer overall operating lifespan. How the hot surface igniter works is the hot surface igniter draws an electrical current, which in turn heats up the hot surface igniter material to a glowing, brilliant, bright orange or yellow. A hot surface igniter is one of the most common failure points in a gas furnace or a pool heater. If your induction blower is running but the igniter fails to glow, the igniter is most likely defective. Okay, what we are going to do now is follow the two wires from the igniter up to the circuit board. The igniter is connected to the circuit board with a wire harness. To remove the wire harness, all you need to do is to press the two tabs on the left and on the right side of the wire harness, and it will easily pull out from the circuit board connector. The easiest way to check to see if your igniter is good or bad is to pull the igniter wires off the circuit board and check to see if there's continuity on the surface igniter. On this particular surface igniter, we are getting 16.8 ohms reading, and that is within the normal ohms reading. So we know that the igniter is good by using the ohms meter. But what if you don't have a meter and you would like to check the surface igniter? What you will need to do is to plug the igniter wire harness back into the circuit board. The wire harness has a flat bottom which will only go in one way into the circuit board. Next, take the igniter out and have the ceramic body of the igniter resting on the burner section so that you can see it. But do not let the igniter touch any part of the burner compartment. Before you do this test, you absolutely positively must check to make sure that your gas valve on the outside of your pool heater is in the off position. I cannot stress that enough. Next, you will need to power up the pool heater by placing the timer switch to the on position. That should turn the pool heater power back on. Now, we are going to watch the pool heater go through its ignition cycle. First, the pool heater will go through a pre-purge cycle where it purges the combustion chamber. Next, the circuit board will supply power to the surface igniter and allow the surface igniter to heat up to the proper temperature. At that point, you can hear the gas valve being energized, but because the gas is turned off, and there is no ignition for the flame sensor to sense, the circuit board immediately de-energizes the gas valve in the surface igniter. If you go through the ignition cycle and you do not see the surface heater turning bright orange or yellow, then more than likely the surface igniter is defective. Of course, there is the possibility that the circuit board is not energizing the surface igniter, but that's not as common as the surface igniter being defective. Okay, now it's time to put the surface igniter back together. The first thing you will need to do is to turn the power back off at the pool heater. Then, Very carefully put the surface igniter back into its location and place the 2 screws that hold the surface igniter in place back to where you removed them. Once again, I recommend that you have a magnetized Phillips head screwdriver to hold the screws. Okay, we have our surface igniter back in place. Now let's get the surface igniter cover back on. On the surface igniter cover, there is a tab on the cover and a slot that the tab fits into. You will need to get that tab on the very top of the cover into the slot and then tighten the cover screw back up. The tab allows for a nice tight fit of the cover onto the combustion chamber. Well, hopefully after you've watched this video, you'll be able to remove and check your surface igniter and replace it if necessary. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up or a like. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to comment. I sure do like to hear from you. Thanks for watching.